I tell you what, some very strange behaviour is highlighted in finals. Let's just put it that way. September comes around and people who have maybe got the ability to behave poorly really extenuate that behaviour. And
Like Spud,
well, we saw it last night, of course, and we're seeing a bit of it today. And of course, then Spud's cheating. Which
I was just helping the guy. That's all. Guess.
What? Just with a blatant answer, Spud?
Well,
Wasn't even a clue or anything.
You've been put on notice for the 10,000.
Mantherapy.org.au tackling the big life issues head on.
Yeah, the pack are all around Australia at the moment. Chaos is down Inverloch watching the footy. The leader of the pack.
Is he?
He's watching Port Phillip Island versus Bass in the prelim. Verity's querying Two-Man. Where is she?
She can't be.
She is. She's Verity Mackenzie says she thought the Tigers lost to Brisbane in Brisbane too. Did they worry? This is all off.
The question there was the Gold Coast. Was the answer
they won one on interstate on the road. So anyway, that's all right. So they're all around the place.
Doesn't come to mind, but we can check it.
We love it. We love it. People here are supporting Spud's attitude towards the quiz, which is not really appreciated. I take the quiz very seriously.
Of course you do.
Great, as Catherine said, she loved the background quiz commentary from Spud. So they're all around. They're not happy with the fact that the Australian team's been leaked.
No,
which
of
is,
course they're
we'll
not.
get to that. And it fascinates me different players' attitudes to what happens a game, an hour, 2 hours before the game. So some of these Freo boys look like they're ready to go.
Which camp were you in?
I'm not reading in any of this, by the way.
What camp were you in?
Never this early. Well, we weren't allowed out on the ground, though, mate.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
But getting strapped in boots on early?
I think you know my issue with traffic, Jim. I had to get to the ground before I could absolutely relax, because if there was any traffic there. So I was much more on the early side, but never, I don't think ever 2 hours out on the ground like this. But I just looked at Joey Kennedy. He's just cruising around in his slacks and shoes and sort of polo top.
What about you, Spud? Did you have your Copamundials on early, or how did you used to roll?
No, I used to as late as possible. Just as late as we possibly could. Myself and Plugger, we probably were late a couple of times to the ground.
Well, certainly the training on a couple of occasions.
Well, sometimes we went to the wrong ground.
That's it.
One particular trip, we pulled up at Moorabbin and we were playing in Sydney. So we got a 2-hour flight up.
No way.
Got there about 1:30.
Spud,
You put some mayonnaise on stories, Spud.
You must have laid mayo on that, Spud.
Spud, you've never talked about this before.
Well,
What year was this, Spud? I want to delve into this. I want to look back into this.
What stage did you realise when you pulled into Moorabbin there wasn't another car around?
It wasn't Sydney. It was a suburban ground, Princess Park. So it was. No, you got me there, Warren. But we still went to the wrong ground. Anyway, that's excusable.
What's the difference
When you have a bit of a chat
Princess
about
Park
farm
and
life and things like that.
A flight to Sydney or a drive across town to Princess Park.
He just spiced things up a bit.
Yeah, I did. Your eyebrows
You're
lifted,
still
Joe.
happy
I just
with
had
the
to
clip
get
you
you up a
gave
bit.
me, Spud. That's what you are. You're still that bloody happy with yourself.
And if you hadn't a clip to so hard, we might have let it slide. Spud. You're not getting away with
Well,
You're
it.
not getting
Laurie
away
was
with
back
that,
over,
Spud.
unfortunately.
Let's think about that. I missed it
okay.
playing
Well
a game in
done,
Sydney. Oh, sorry.
Right.